Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by the garden today. We're inside the lanai and I know it's a little dark, but just wanted to do this video for you on my Citronella mosquito plant. So she's been growing really big. We transplanted her a few months ago now, and these stalks are just going crazy. You can see how much offshoots she's getting. Her main branch is right in the middle here, and I have her supported with a bamboo stick with some not jiffy ties, I call them jiffy ties, but they're just crafting ties. Can see pipe cleaners, and she's just growing so big. So what I did, she kept growing tall. What I did was I topped her on the top. Topping just means taking this top, the main stalk, and cutting it down up until a leaf node that you want. So I'm keeping her at this height. You can see this is where I cut her, and she's just shooting off so much side branches, which are turning into main stalks. You can see right here, like, we're gonna have so much to propagate. She's got one down here. That's a new stalk we can propagate. So once they get this big, about 4 inches, I know it's a little dark, so let me see if I can readjust myself here. I want to show you how to propagate this. Touching this mosquito plant, she smells absolutely amazing. If you just come outside and spray her at night, before, you know, when the sun goes down, before the mosquitoes start coming out, it'll actually start to repel mosquitoes. I also use this by taking a leaf off, like in any miscellaneous space, just something that won't hurt the plant. You can get rid of some of the big ones if they're like overlapping these branches, because I tend to do that a lot. You know, you wanna create inside growth too. You can see all this inside growth, and they're gonna turn into new stalks. So in order to do that, what I usually do is like trim up a branch that might be covering this guy. So let's see this one? See, this guy's like kind of down and covering that. I'll just go ahead and rip this off and go ahead and stick it in some water, and then tonight it'll stay nice and plump till I'm ready to use it. And then I just break it open and rub it on my skin. Rub it on your neck, your legs, your ankles, because those mosquitoes are little ankle biters. And I want to propagate a lot of this plant. So we transplanted her a few months ago, and she's just been crazy. Let's see if I can get a picture for you up above without making this too dark. My camera keeps going in and out, but you can see like just how much she's grown. Let's go all the way to the top. It's gonna get darker, but you can see just how big she is. She's actually up to my chest now, and that's where I'm gonna keep her for the height. She's just gonna be growing a bunch of side branches. Now, in order to propagate this, I do not put her in like water. Usually you propagate in water for a lot of your plants. I just plant directly in soil. So you can see we cut bottom branch off that was growing out of the bottom. I didn't want it too congested, but I cut that bottom branch off and started a new plant. And this is a couple of weeks old now. So once you cut, let's show you how to cut real quick. Let me get my scissors. So once you go ahead and cut, you want to get some nice sterilized garden shears that are nice and sharp. You want to top the plant. So what I did was I topped the plant off. We're going to do start to finish here. But I plant it directly in soil because it doesn't root in water too well. I noticed I lost a lot of them that rooted in water. And as the plant grows, this new cutting, the bottom leaves will start to die off a little bit, especially if that soil dries out. The leaves tend to turn a little bit brown. So you definitely want to make sure you water this little guy pretty frequently. Keep the soil moist for the whole propagation process. And then when you see a lot of this new growth coming about, which you can see we have, then you can go ahead and back off on the watering. Just water as soon as that soil dries out to the bottom. We're going to go ahead and take a cutting with you guys. So let's go on this big gal right here. And what I did was I also topped the side branches. So topping the side branches as well. Let's get this big long one. You know, she's sticking out pretty far. I topped the top of this a couple of weeks ago because it was just getting so big. And now we're going to propagate it because she's getting huge, and why not? You know, why not have a bunch of citronella? So you can either take a branch like this, make sure it's at least 4 inches, cut it off, and then what we're going to do is remove the bottom branches. So what you want to do, what I do anyway, to propagate my citronella is cut all these bottom branches off. So this way we have roots that grow out of the stems here. You want to cut as much off as you can because those roots are going to grow out of each leaf node you're cutting. So we're going to go pretty far up. And what this is going to do, this is going to encourage new growth to come and push out of the top, which is what we want. So you want to remove all that bottom growth because we're going to plant her quite a bit down. Get off of there. You don't have to propagate those pieces. Actually, these won't propagate. They'll just stay they'll actually root in water like this and stay healthy for a long time, so you can keep these for days to come and use them, you know, if you're in your garden and you need some mosquito protection. These work better than the mosquito spray, like the bug spray I use. And all you do, you don't have to wait for the end to collapse or anything, you just plant directly in some soil. So go ahead and make a hole, pop that sucker in, push the soil down around the plant, around the base. You want to make sure you bury it pretty good to where the first couple of leaf nodes are buried, and then eventually that'll turn into a nice plant like the other one. And that's how you propagate citronella. These don't require like any direct sun. She only stays in my lanai here on the side with indirect but really bright light. You can see how bright that light is. I know my phone doesn't do it justice, but the sun doesn't come in the lanai all the way. The sun only reaches like the end of the banister right here. We are getting into July here in Florida, and she's just doing really good. We got to make sure she stays nice and hydrated. She's actually root bound, and we're going to have to repot her really soon, but I'm just going to keep cutting and propagating off of her. I can actually cut that one again. The one we just cut, I can make another cut a little bit towards the base and make a whole nother cutting out of it, and then all the side branches will grow. You don't have to worry about that top not being there. All these side branches will grow. Oops, sorry guys, I hit the camera. I know that's so annoying with my camera. I'm working on equipment. It's just been so tough here with the heat, trying to keep my plants alive in the garden. They're struggling. You know, we don't have a lot of produce growing. We have succulents, houseplants to take care of. Stuff in the lanai we're trying to keep healthy as well. So please excuse my recording. You know, I know it's not that great, you guys, but I'm working on it, I promise. And this plant is just going to take off for us now. Indirect bright light, that's all she needs. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you need any help or have any questions on this, please let me know. I'd love to help you in any way possible. I will show you what this plant looked like before it grew into this big old plant bush type thing. She was literally the size of that cutting we took. So this is what she looked like before, the size of that cutting. And this is what we turned her into, just taking care of her and leaving her in this indirect bright light here in the lanai. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment below if you need any help. I'm always here for you. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time out in the garden. Bye-bye.